catering, you can do it using your hobbies.
All right. Thank you. Gag, do you have something to add on that?
Yeah, sure. Well, if you want to start a business, the most important thing is observe the environment. Observe the problems that are there in the environment. Using these problems that you can see around, transform and translate those problems into solution. Once you provide that solution to the society, by then you make a profit. So starting a business, start with an idea. Unfortunately, most of young people do not start the business because they think business start with money. The moment you don't have money, you don't want to start something. But the money is the last part that is answered even in business plan. You start with the idea, what are the problems that are around there, and that is how entrepreneurs see things. As it is said, entrepreneurs have 3 eyes. All human beings have 2 eyes, but entrepreneurs have the 3rd eye of seeing opportunities. As you're busy complaining that there is no water in Gudele, an entrepreneur will go to River Nile, fetch that water, and deliver it to Gudele. 2 things will happen. You would have solved Gudele problem by supplying water, and you make money for yourself. So just be moving around. The more you hear people complaining, those are opportunities. The more problems are there in the society, those are the opportunities. Solve them, and you will make money.
All right, thank you so much, Gak, for that clarification. And what challenges do young people face when starting a business or entrepreneurship here in South Sudan?
The most challenge that our young people are facing are finances. Banks in other countries do give loans. Unfortunately, in South Sudan, we don't have that. Second thing, overtaxation. I must say that a lot of upcoming businesses are being killed by overtaxing them. Instead of giving you a chance to at least catch up with the business you save, you might get city council. I'm sorry, I will be mentioning institution as they are supposed to, because this is a show that we are likely to help ourselves and also recommend something for young people. So overtaxing these young businesses, especially by city council, is something that is killing so many businesses. Second thing, our own young people really discourage themselves. We are more negative than positive, because if you look at what is happening around in South Sudan, the private sector is fully dominated by foreigners. I must say so. Not because they have money to do that, but most of them come here and they venture into business and do what they can. If you look at banking and insurance, that one is full dominated by Kenyans. Look at hotel sector, full dominated by Eritreans and Ethiopians. Look at food system, that one is dominated by Ugandans. You look at Konyo Konyo market or the kiosks that are within our estate, that one is fully by Sudanese or Darfurians. Somalians have taken the hardware, the road transport and fuel. So in short, the only sector that South Sudanese can be seen is selling of tomatoes along Konyo Konyo Road Street, where our mothers are sitting there to represent us. So in real sense, we are not there in even private sector, first of all. So, and we just think things will fall from the sky for us to venture into business. We are very busy with looking for government job and NGO job. But government cannot take all of us. NGO cannot employ all of us. Like in private sector can take everyone, starting from the highest person to the lowest person in the society.
Okay, thank you so much. Yes, Aguto, do you have something to add on the challenges?
Yeah, I would like to add something on what Gag just said. Lack of support from the family. I'll use my example. Like baking cake, it's take like 4 hours, 5 hours. Sometimes I receive orders from 5 and I have to bake the cake up to 8. The family will complain, why are you late? You have to be home at this time. So lack of support from the family. And then criticism. We don't support our own. Most youth don't support themselves. Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much, Aguto and Gag, for that one. Now, how does youth unemployment affect the society? Yes.
First of all, 95+% of the crimes or problems in the society are caused by economical vulnerability. If you look at the intra-communal fights that are happening right now, or being drug abused by the young people, all those things are being committed by youth, not because they want to, but because they're economically vulnerable. I must say this. If you look at even the Torontos, for example, those boys know that they enjoy grabbing bags or laptops of men on the road and see you fall down. Most of them want to survive. I'm not validating their act, but there is something that is pushing them to do that. So if we want to solve Toronto issues, we must solve the root cause of that problem. Why are they doing it? It's because they're lacking jobs, because they're idle. Some of them are under drug influence or affected by drugs. If you look at even the prostitution that is happening right now, or the sex workers, they are not doing that because they love sex. Most of them are economically vulnerable to a state that a mother who is having a child who needs milk and she has nothing in her pocket might be forced to wait for that child to sleep, then sneak out to go and sleep with men with a very little amount of money just to raise something for that child. So if we want to solve issues of sex workers, it's not just a matter of going to arrest them that is the issue. Let's ask ourselves, why are they there first of all? If they're economically vulnerable, how can we empower them economically? By ensuring we give them entrepreneurship skills so that they know how to start their own businesses, by empowering them to give them even startup capitals. At least they should start something so that they grow, because these are part of the society. So these are some of the issues that employment can make. Even if you look at the women is contributing to so much damages, that especially the city crimes. You look at even the gangs, our young boys that are very busy cutting themselves with pangas. These things are very common even in Juba here. What are we doing? It's not that they enjoy seeing other people, but hence they will engage into such crimes that are later on affecting us, even those who do not want to solve those problems.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Aguto, do you have something you need to add?
Yes. Unemployment causes mental health, and we have seen every day we have young people who are committing suicide. It's because they don't have work, they don't have anything to do, they are very idle. There's something that happened a few months ago. I went to Capoeira to spend my holiday. There's this young lady who had borrowed someone 500 pounds, and the guy was really pushing her to pay back the money. She couldn't get back that money. So what she did, she just tried to commit suicide. So people just try to help her out. It's because she didn't have a way of getting 500. So mental health is really caused by unemployment.
Okay. Thank you so much for that. And Gak, earlier you spoke of something very important happening to young people, especially young people resorting to stealing, prostitution, and many other bad things in the country due to lack of jobs. Now, how can employment rate be improved among young people, more especially here in the country?
First of all, we need to give these people employable skills. Most of them who have gone to school, especially outside, have studied courses that are not applicable back home. So you study something because it is applicable maybe in Uganda, in Kenya, but if you come back home to South Sudan, there is no job. So first of all, we need to be giving skills that are applicable on ground. Secondly, there are a lot of other manual work that can be done by our people, and looking at other cultures also, that too much communal lifestyle whereby you as a boy or as a girl, you stay in your family house until even maybe 40, you marry from there, your child is being fed, there is a bed to sleep on, and there is a food to eat. That thing sometimes encourages laziness. So we need to be encouraging our young people to work such that at least they are not that much lazy. I'm not saying they're lazy, but there is that too much comfort zone that we provide. To say someone will wake up in the morning as a young person, go to Dumna place to just play Dumna, go to play cards, because there are a lot of graduates that are spending most of their days in those places. Why are they doing that? Because definitely there is a home to go and sleep in, and there is a secure food that you're going to eat later on. So these are some of the impact that our own cultures are impacting, which should also be improved. I'm not saying let's dump our cultures, but we need to maintain good cultures that are positive, dump the toxic ones, and also adopt the good cultures that are coming from the West and other countries, because civilization is not all about dumping everything African. We have a lot of valuable things that we need to retain, but also let's not be too rigid to fail to adopt good things that are coming from outside.
Okay. Meaning young people should be independent.
Definitely, especially after age of 18, you don't really expect someone to buy you an underwear, Come on. You need to bring something home.
Yeah,
Your
sure.
mom or your father or being guardian has struggled for you to reach that stage. It's time to give them rest, and at least you become productive. So there's this issue of even calling ourselves names, like someone will go and work in using a manual work. You start calling that person name, son of so and so. You don't even have a good dignity. Come on, this is a work is work. As long as it is legal, as long as it is allowed by the government. The only bad thing is if you engage yourself in illegal businesses or illegal jobs, that one cannot be allowed. But if someone goes as a young person to go and dig a latrine, there's no problem with that. You're earning money. There's no dirty money, by the way.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right, thank you so much for that. And we have this habit here, okay. Like most young people, you'll find when they see someone doing a dirty job, they'll be like, this one belongs to a foreigner. We cannot do such type of job. What can you say about such mentality, okay?
That mentality completely needs to be abandoned, because I can confess personally, the first job that I did when I came to Juba here was a conductor. You get it? Not that I couldn't stay at home and make something, but I wasn't comfortable by being provided money every day by elders. Yet I know these people have taken me to school and I've just come back home. I don't need to be a burden to them. I left home when I ran alone, and immediately I started working using manual jobs, and I could raise my own rents. I could raise my own food. To a stage that I got a job. After that, I came back home. That when I leave, at least I can leave something home and say, this is something for water, at least you can do this. At least I felt like a man. I'm sorry to say this. I don't mean that women cannot also do that, but because I could provide. I could provide. So let's not be too comfortable to be provided for. Go and hustle. Let me use the word hustle. Go and do something at least. And then you come back, you save something small, you give something small home, and you sustain yourself. After 18, you don't really need to be depending too much on your guardians.
Okay, thank you so much. Exactly what you did, I also did. Yes, I was once a
cheers.
Yeah, it happened. All right, thank you so much. Aguto, can you add maybe something on what he just said?
Yeah, adding to what he just said, it's our population as youths, it's about 70%. And 7% cannot fit into the offices. We cannot all do white-collar jobs. So it's better you go and just do that dirty job, as they said, rather than staying at home and waiting from your parents or guidance. Then secondly, let's accept the little that we have. I know of so many people who are not working now because when they get the first job, they say the money is too little. You start with the little one, and then slowly by slowly, you'll get more.
Yeah, and also to add up on something, if we fail to venture into these jobs and we fail to venture into businesses, it's going to affect us. Personally, I'm in the committee of AFCTA, that's African Free Trade Continental Area, which is an agreement that has been signed by South Sudan and all the African countries, which is mainly focusing on free movement of goods, free movement of people, free movement of capital, as well as services. So as we're entering into such agreements as a nation, South Sudan, we need to also empower ourselves so that we compete with the rest of the continent, because we're opening up our market. Other people will be leaving all the way from Nigeria to come here and open businesses. Nothing will stop them. So even our young people need to leave from here and go to Nigeria. So my question is, if we cannot even compete as South Sudanese at home, if we cannot compete, are we going to compete outside?
We can't.
We can. So what are we doing to ensure that we are competitive back home, we are competitive at the continent, and at least we add value? We don't really need to be burdened always, especially the young people. If you see the number of people that have been taken by drug abuse, people who have been even taken up by cards itself, playing of domina, playing of those things completely. These are the future that you expect the nation to depend on and make national decisions. We are mainly more concerned on taking tea, more concerned of tribal discussion, more concerned of even
Politics.
Yes, politics is okay to discuss it, but my issue is do not really be engaged in intercommunal fights, intracommunal fights, just because so and so is from tribe X, from tribe Y. It doesn't make sense, because by the end of the day, these are one people who are just eliminating themselves. Yet in South Sudan, we're only having a population of 12 million with huge piece of land. South Sudan is the only country where fish die of old age because nobody's fishing it.
Okay.
Get it? What are we doing with the resources? Beneath the earth, we have a lot of resources. On the surface, we're having more animals we're having more cows than human beings in South Sudan. But what are we doing with them? Cattle raiding, dowries, killing ourselves with them. We use it as a source of violence, which is completely not making sense.
Exactly.
We are the second